It's not going to be a moderator. We'll just go ahead and start with a general comment about where you all are at. I mean, and where you're at after this. You're feeling about what we saw, how disappointed. Just make a general comment about today before we start getting into this.
Well, it's like I just told our guys, we got 3 goals that we tried to use to define who we are. None of them are, none of them are region championship, state championship, Final Four berth. So, those 3 goals define who we are, and they continue to define who we are. And we lost today. They made a couple more plays than us. You got to give them all the credit in the world. They had a lot of fight. And we just, I thought the difference in the game was when we went up 24-17 in the second quarter, and then I think there was probably about 4 minutes to go, and then going into the half, they're up 1. I think that's the difference in the game.
How hard was it to coach this game for you, given the foul trouble that your kids? I think every starter had at least 3 in the third quarter. You know what you lost, but just.
Yeah, it's just, I thought the guys off the bench, Miles Jackson and Rylan Houck and Justin Moore, did a tremendous job. They stepped up and they gave us great minutes. You look, Justin Moore played 21 minutes. I think that's the most minutes he's played in a while. Miles Jackson had 10 minutes. That might be the most he's played all year. And they fought tooth and nail. You look at Miles Jackson, he had 2 rebounds. Justin Moore had 5 points and 3 rebounds. Rylan Houck had 1 point and 2 rebounds. So you got to give them a bunch of credit. And foul trouble's foul trouble. You got to, it's part of the game of basketball. You got to work through it. So I thought we did a good job of that, and we gave ourselves a chance.
But that was an awful lot to work through today.
It was a lot to work through. I agree with you, but let me explain this to you. I don't want that to come across in any way, because I give Huffman all the credit. Mm-hmm. I think if that's a comment, then I think that's taken away from them, and I don't want to take anything away from them. They deserve it. They won the game. At the end of the day, they made 1 more play than us, and you got to give them credit.
But if those guys are on the floor at the end of the game, does the kid drive the lane? Does the sturdy get the basket against rock in the paint on the possession before their winning basket? If you've got those guys.
Yeah, on the layup.
Yeah.
The switch that we had in the ball screen was tough for Miles to guard, but he's the guy who's on the floor. He's the guy who's got to guard it. So that guy did a good job of attacking. Obviously, you'd like Z in there to have a chance to contest at the rim, but he wasn't in there. So, we just got to live with what happened and, move on. I think we've done a great job of returning our program back to where Coach Davidson had it, and we'll just continue to work to do the same thing.
With the guys that when they went out, and Kobe went out, you had to put Eugene back on the ball. Mm-hmm. But I thought Mont helped you a ton when you weren't having those other guys. He's a guy of the regulars. He kind of stepped up and did a lot for you.
Yeah,
Could you just speak to what he did in that entire circumstance?
Well, you just look at his box. He had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover in 32 minutes. Did a great job defensively. Mont did a great job. And, I feel so bad for Eugene Leonard, how much he's meant for us that, think about it. His last high school basketball game, he played 17 minutes. Mm-hmm. 17 minutes.
How hard is
I
it?
feel bad for him, man.
How hard is it to get into the flow of the game like that?
You can't get in the flow, And obviously, you look, he scores 2 points, We're not as good when he scores 2 points. Obviously, he's a huge part of what we do.
Do they call it too? I'm asking you this from what you saw, and it's not to get you to rip on any.
Yeah.
Did they call it too tight? Were they good fouls? Were they not smart fouls on your guys' part? How did that unfold for what they were getting?
I thought there were several that we just weren't smart on. I thought there were several. I thought 2 of Eugene's came from him not making the right decision offensively.
Right.
He comes down the very
The
first
first two.
possession, first two, he's got a pull-up jump shot, he decides to take it all away, and then he gets another one in transition that he tries to take off too far, and then it just so happens when we come down on the other end, because it's a loose situation, it's transition, he picks up a foul. Well, you know, if he's able to make those shots, you get to sprint back and set your defense up, you know, or if he pulls up and shoots his pull-up jump shot, obviously he doesn't get charged. So, you know, I mean, the officiating was fine. Obviously, you know, when you get in foul trouble, your first thought is, you know, you're struggling with the officials, but it is what it is. You know, you got to play through it, and you know, we had guys who stepped up and helped us, and you know, we had a chance to win the game at the end. They had a chance to win the game at the end, and they made the play that they needed to make.